Saturday mornings at 9:30 on News Channel 6. The live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
We are in a Viper 6 alert day today due to the extreme heat. Once again, temperatures are in the low to mid 90s, but it's feeling more like 100 degrees. And that'll be the same case for our 4th of July tomorrow as well. Another alert day then. I'll have all the details coming up. Now what for? Helping people struggling with addiction. Plus, we're breaking down a few of the new laws now in effect across the Peach State, and how you can help Golden Harvest this summer. Your News at 4 starts right now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renetta Dubose. Thank you for joining us. Brett and Jenny have the day off. Coverage you can count on begins with people at a local alcohol and drug recovery weighing in on how to help family members battling addiction. This comes as investigators look into the death of an Aiken County woman who they say overdosed 2 days before she died. Aiken County Sheriff's Office deputies found 23-year-old Destiny Marie Hazel on Wamrath Road in North Augusta last week. Family members report giving her Narcan to bring her back 2 days prior. Now, we spoke with other women in the CSRA who successfully recovered from addiction. They all went through the Sober Living program at Catherine's Way, which uses the 12-step program and pairs it with a relationship with Jesus. They say as the holidays approach, look out for loved ones with signs of addiction, such as weight loss and job loss.
Addiction is the only disease that will not go untreated, and we have ways to treat them. It's going to be treated one way or the other, and we're going to treat it with drugs and alcohol. We're going to treat it with recovery, or unfortunately, we treat it with death or suicide.
And when all else fails, program leaders say using tough love helps, such as taking away someone's car, kids, or cell phone. Now, the ministry's upcoming 3rd annual 5K Color Run is a chance for the community to pour in dollars to provide scholarships for others still coping with addiction. It takes place Saturday, August 19th at 8 a.m. It will be held at Blanchard Woods Park in Evans. Last year's race allowed for 27 women to receive treatment at no cost. You can sign up to sponsor or participate at 143ministries.org. 2 Augusta daycare owners sit in jail facing multiple counts of child abuse. A November incident report states 23-year-old Rakima Galloway and 21-year-old Jada Galloway were wanted on charges of child cruelty. They allegedly hit children in their care, causing bruises, sores, and cuts. They are being held in the Richmond County Jail. Anyone celebrating this Independence Day with family, food, and drink should know it's important to call a ride before you drink and drive. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reported from 2017 to 2021, 38% of drivers killed were drunk. That's why local driving services such as Uber, Lyft, or taxis are important to call if you feel like you can't drive. Local drivers say think about others and yourself before getting behind the wheel.
You don't want to get behind the wheel and you don't know what your level of drunkenness is, because it's not safe to be driving because you're putting other people in danger while putting yourself in danger. And you want to be able to wake up to your family the next day.
While it's great to have fun and celebrate America's birthday, safety is the #1 priority. A very warm start to your Independence Day week, and that's there's a possibility of some severe storms. Jennifer Tracci is here to tell you a little bit more about what we can expect. Hey, Jenna.
Yeah, Renetta, it's going to be a very consistent week. That means it'll be hot every day, and we're also going to keep the chance of storms in the forecast each day. But let's take a live look now at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Regional Airport. We're seeing more and more cloud cover now, some cumulus clouds, getting ready for the chance of some storms later on today. Right now, temperatures are heating up. We're in those low 90s for the most part. Augusta at 93, same thing in Barnwell, 91 in Allendale, 90 degrees in Millen, 92 in Wrightsville, 94 in Lincolnton, but a little bit cooler the further north you go, 88 in Edgefield, 89 in Crawfordville. Now, the dew points are very high in the low to mid 70s, and when you factor that in, it's making it feel much hotter than the actual temperature. We're feeling like the triple digits in Thompson, Augusta, Barnwell, Bamberg, and Allendale. and it will continue to get hotter over the next hour or so. We do have a heat advisory in effect for the counties here in orange. This goes until 8 p.m. this evening, but this is where the criteria needs to be up to 105 for that heat index to be in effect. The rest of the CSRA needs it to be at 110. So that's why we're not in a heat advisory in Augusta or Aiken, for example. But regardless of where you are, it's going to be feeling like over 100 degrees over the next couple of hours. Our satellite and radar showing it just clouds for now. We do have some storms just to the west of us, though, and even some severe storms over in North Alabama. This is all ahead of the cold front that'll be bringing in the chance of storms for us later on this evening. So for your fireworks forecast, you may have to dodge an isolated storm. Be sure to keep an eye on radar tonight if you're headed out to any 4th of July festivities. And if you hear thunder, you definitely want to head inside. But it definitely won't be a washout today or tomorrow. These will be very isolated storms. We have the Viper 6 alert day today and tomorrow for that chance of severe weather and the continued dangerous heat. So coming up, I'll have all the details on your forecast, plus a look at the rest of the week. But back to you, Renetta.
See you soon, Jenna. Thanks. Several new laws went into effect across the state of Georgia. Here's Chuck Williams.
Senate Bill 62 will make it illegal for governments to move homeless individuals from one county to another without that person's permission. Also, it requires cities and counties to enforce bans on homeless people camping in public places. Here's what Pat Frey of Home for Good says about the new law and its impact in Columbus.
First of all, it says that we have to enforce the laws that are in the books. We can't decide not to enforce laws regarding public camping and those kinds of things. It also makes it a very unique point in that you can't transport someone or take someone from one county or one city and drop them off in another county just to get them out of your jurisdiction, which unfortunately we have seen done in the recent past.
Log trucks can carry heavier loads. Currently, state law limits the loads that trucks can carry at 80,000 pounds. House Bill 189 will allow log trucks and trucks carrying agricultural products to weigh up to 84,000 pounds. There's prosecutorial oversight now. Senate Bill 92 has created a state commission that will have the authority to discipline or remove elected district attorneys. The bill is controversial, and opponents say it will allow DAs using prosecutorial discretion to be targeted. Harris County State Senator Randy Robertson sponsored the bill. He defends the need for such a law.
Well, I hope it accomplishes exactly what the JQC accomplishes when it comes to judges who don't fulfill their oath for whatever reason, whether there's a health issue, whether there's a some other issue that prevents them from carrying out the law the way it was written or their duties the way they were sworn to uphold, or if it's a political reason, because I think we all know the last place we need politics is in the courtroom.
Gang members will face stricter sentencing. If you're in a criminal street gang and are recruiting minors into those gangs, prison sentences will be much stiffer. Senate Bill 44 creates a law where someone convicted of recruiting minors into gangs will get 10 years in state prison. This law comes a year after the General Assembly created a gang task force in the Attorney General's office to prosecute gang cases throughout Georgia.
Additional new laws include Izzy's Law, development of safety plans by the Department of Public Health for all aquatic swim instructions, including private lessons. Safe Schools Act, schools are now required to have drills, shooter drills, and other safety plans, and time off to vote. Employees can have 2 hours off of work to vote early or on election day. We're less than 2 weeks into the summer season, but students in Aiken County will be heading back to school in a few weeks. They return July 25th for the first year of the newly adopted modified school calendar. Board members voted on the change to help reduce learning loss that many students can experience over the summer. The shorter summer break will allow for more breaks during the school year.
And I've said for a long time, and many other people have said, this first summer is going to be the toughest. But after this, I think people will adjust to it. You're going to be looking at 2 weeks of break after every 9 weeks, basically from now on, with still 7 weeks of summer.
Also new for all incoming freshmen in the entire state of South Carolina, they must complete a financial literacy course in order to get their diploma. Golden Harvest Food Bank needs your help providing food for families this summer. Tiffany Hobbs tells us more.
With school out, families are experiencing an increased need for food. Golden Harvest Food Bank hopes to meet this need by working with volunteers to prepare food boxes and serve meals to families. Golden Harvest Food Bank is asking volunteers to help sort and pack boxes at Faith Food Factory and serve meals at their Master's Table Soup Kitchen. Organizers say 1 in 6 children need assistance. With additional food resources coming in, Golden Harvest needs at least 20 volunteers each day to get this food to those in need. Master's Table manager LaDonna Dolman has been working at Golden Harvest Food Bank for nearly 4 years.
At this time, since the pandemic, we have fell off with a couple of thousands of volunteers. But since we are now back open, everything is full, back blown and stuff, we are in desperate need for volunteers. We have now been serving more families and more of our community than we have since I have been here.
For more information on how you can help the Golden Harvest Food Bank with food boxes or serve meals at the Master's Table, visit us at wjbf.com. In Augusta, I'm Tiffany Hobbs, WJBF News Channel 6.
Tiffany, thanks. A local business gears up for a change in the next couple of weeks, but serving the community and helping others remains on the menu. Doyle's Bakery has been serving baked goods from scratch for the last 8 years, but the owner, Nicole Story, reports the name will be changing to Them Folks Bakery in just a couple of weeks. She says giving back is something her business has done for years and will continue to do, even as they rebrand.
I go to different organizations and different like schools, medical field, because that's what my background is, the medical field. I work in the medical field. So I like to give back, and it's just something about just giving back that just it makes me happy inside.
Now, Story will be hosting a back-to-school book bag drive at the bakery Saturday, July 29th. She also expects the sign for the new business to be up by that time. We'll be right back.
Pool and Spa. For pool maintenance and renovations, make the clear choice.
Let the fireworks begin. It's a 4th of July sale at Interiors Market by Weinbergers. These savings are dynamite. Get power reclining sofas starting at $17.50. Get a luxury mattress for 50% off. Designer accent furniture starting at just $249. You name it, we got it, and it's all on sale. Hurry in for 4th of July savings at Interiors Market by Weinbergers, now through July 8th.
Living in the CSRA, it seems like there's always something new popping up. From places to live, eat, and shop, to what's happening around town. See it all each week on Local Living.
Saturday morning at 9:30 on News Channel 6. Meteorologist John Lynn. Weather coverage you can count on.
Are you fired up for an outdoor cookout this 4th of July? Well, Justin Finch shares some tips to safely keep the sizzle on the grill.
Gathering with friends and family for the holiday can be fun, and there are things you can do to make sure it is a healthy celebration. First, be sure to scrub your hands, tables, and eating surfaces clean. Handling the food is also important. It is best to separate the raw meats from all other foods and keep the utensils used for raw meat away from other foods. Rinse fruits and vegetables under running tap water prior to putting them in the cooler. Keep the cold food cold and hot food hot. That means keeping that pasta salad bowl on ice and the cooked casserole covered in a separate insulated carrying case. Your drink should go in a separate cooler since people will be opening and closing it frequently. Marinate the meats in the fridge and keep them cool until you're ready to fire up the grill. Cook the food thoroughly and have a thermometer handy. Cook steaks, roasts, pork, and fish to 145 degrees Fahrenheit. Ground beef, pork, or chicken should heat up to 165 degrees Fahrenheit. We hope these simple safety tips will help you have the best picnic or cookout. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
People in the Carolinas have something else to look forward to on the 4th. Tomorrow is free fishing day for people of all ages. All day, you won't need a fishing license in North or South Carolina. Major fishing spots will be stocked with marine life. It starts at midnight tonight and runs until 11:59 tomorrow night. Burke County celebrates Independence Day tonight. It starts at 6 p.m. at the Recreation Complex in Waynesboro. You can grab a bite to eat, shop different vendors, play yard games, and let the kids play on inflatables. The night will end with a fireworks show. Don't forget to bring a chair. We'll have live coverage beginning at 5 on News Channel 6. In Richmond County, the festivities will be held tomorrow at the Augusta Common. In Columbia County, Boom in the Park is also tomorrow at Evanstown Central Park. Both events start at 5. They will feature live music, food trucks, and other vendors. The free events end with a huge fireworks show.
I'm Attorney J on News Channel 6. This is a WJBF Live Viper 6 alert.
We are under another Viper 6 alert day due to the dangerous heat. As we go into the holiday tomorrow, it's going to be another hot one as well with a Viper 6 alert day for your Tuesday. Now, here's the latest though on Live Viper 6. We have these isolated to scattered storms all around the southeast once again today. We even have some severe storms right along the border of the Carolinas, but the CSRA is nice and dry, but we're definitely starting to see more clouds develop. Looking a little bit stormy on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Swainsboro. Within the next couple of hours, we'll start to see some storms fire up as our temperatures continue to rise. 93 degrees in Augusta, feeling like the triple digits. Winds are at 8 miles per hour, and the dew point is high at 71 degrees. We're seeing some upper 80s, a little bit cooler in Edgefield, 88 degrees, 91 in Saluda and Aiken, 92 in Waynesboro, 90 in Millen, 93 our hot spot right now in Barnwell, and once again also in Augusta. We're seeing a lot of triple digits on our heat index map, feeling like the upper 90s north of Augusta, but feeling as hot as 104 over towards the east in Bamberg. So we do have a heat advisory in effect until 8 p.m. this evening. That's for Glasscock County down to Emmanuel County. And it's likely we'll have another one for those same counties for tomorrow, as the heat index will be pretty high once again. Satellite and radar really just showing the clouds for now. We have this cold front that's triggering all those showers and storms tonight, and that'll move towards our area the rest of this evening, along with all that southwest flow bringing in the moisture. That'll cause a chance of some strong to severe storms both tonight and tomorrow as well. So we have the Viper 6 alert days in effect for the chance of storms and the heat. Heat index 105 as the highest both today and tomorrow. Your fireworks forecast tonight is going to be warm and muggy for sure. Now, it won't be a washout, but we'll definitely have some isolated storms around, so keep an eye on radar. And for tomorrow, 95 degrees as our high with a 40% chance of rain. Heat index over 100 degrees. Now, as Renetta mentioned earlier, Boom in the Park is tomorrow in Evans. Definitely, it's still not going to be a washout. You'll definitely still want to go, but definitely keep an eye on radar. And if you hear thunder, go ahead and get inside where you can be safe, because there is a marginal risk of severe weather both tonight and tomorrow and on Wednesday. At that point, no more Viper 6 alert day. The heat index will settle down just a tad, but we'll still have that chance of a medium chance of heavy rain, flooding, damaging winds, and hail. Low tornado threat. Now, here's our future cast. Tonight at 6 p.m., we'll start to see some showers fire up. By 10 p.m., maybe some strong storms here and there, but really not looking too bad. We'll see a few more storms overnight. Pretty much a dry start to our Independence Day. Then storms by the afternoon, becoming more intense as we go into around 7 o'clock Tuesday evening. But then as we go into around the time you'll be at those fireworks shows, we'll start to dry out, but still some leftover clouds. Our lows tonight will be in the low 70s, and for tomorrow, we'll be in the mid 90s, a little bit hotter than it was today. Then we'll cool down by around a degree each day. By the time we go into the end of the week, 92 for your Thursday and Friday. Around a 30 to 50% chance of storms each day in the forecast all the way into next week. And we'll be right back.
Do you suffer deep?
Oasis.
I'm Corey Greenwood with Clear Choice Pool and Spa. For all of your pool maintenance and renovation needs, make the Clear Choice. Give us a call today.
A light show and festival took place in Los Angeles over the weekend. Hundreds of synchronized drones lit up the night sky to celebrate Independence Day weekend. This footage has been sped up so you can watch the drones change shapes. It takes 10 to 15 minutes for them to create and move. Several other cities are planning similar drone light shows to prevent wildfires. Pretty neat. This more coverage you can count on coming up next at 4:30 on News Channel 6, including officials in Baltimore continuing to search for the shooters who killed 2 people at a block party.
Monday night at 7:30 on News Channel 6. The live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
It's been a very hot Monday. We have a Viper 6 alert day in effect now due to the dangerous heat, also the chance of storms both tonight and tomorrow, with another Viper 6 alert day for your Independence Day. I'll have all the details for your holiday forecast coming up.
I hope these folks don't sleep well, because we're not going to sleep until we pull them off.
Now at 4:30, a celebration turns into tragedy in Baltimore. We have details on the deadly mass shooting and the search for a suspect. Growing a baby outside of the womb, the groundbreaking research easing health challenges for premature babies. Proud to be an American? Maybe not. And the striking stats that officials say spilling over into military recruitment.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 4:30.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on continues with several mass shootings across the country. Here's Rena Roy.
Man, it's something banging out here, bro.
An urgent manhunt underway in Baltimore today. Police searching for the people responsible for unleashing this violence that left at least 2 people dead. Police identifying the victims as 20-year-old Kylie Spadbemi and 18-year-old Aaliyah Gonzalez.
I need a medic down here.
We need not our Maryland Baptist federal delegation, not our wonderful president and his administration. We need those members in Congress who said way back when Columbine happened in 1999, when I was a freshman in high school, they wouldn't have one more because they were going to do something to actually do something. How about we ban ghost guns in this country right now?
28 others were also injured around 12:30 Sunday morning when gunshots rang out at the block party.
Chaotic, devastating. There was young people running everywhere.
This woman, who didn't want to be identified, was there. She says 2 girls walk up to her and said they were shot.
You guys, jump in my car, let's go. And zoom them to the hospital. And I kept telling the girl, just baby, just breathe in and out.
You're talking about a country where it is easier for a 14-year-old kid to order pieces together to put a gun together and go out and use it and commit of a crime than it is for me to get Clarity D from CVS. That's what we should be talking about every day in this country.
Meanwhile, in Wichita, Kansas, 8 people were shot at a nightclub early Sunday morning, 2 in critical condition, a suspect now in custody.
Our investigation has shown us that there were at least 4 firearms discharged inside the establishment.
And across Chicago, 32 people shot over the weekend, 3 fatally.
We're just over halfway through the year, and so far the Gun Violence Archive says there have been 340 mass shootings. Just to give some context, in 2018 there were 336 mass shootings for the whole year. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
A $28,000 reward is being offered for information in the Baltimore shootings. It's another steamy day out there. Not only are we dealing with high temperatures, but a possibility of severe weather. And meteorologist Jenna Petracci joins us now with a look at the weather.
That's right, Dee. It's definitely a hot one. It was hot all weekend long, and it's going to be hot all of this week as well. Not a lot of relief in sight. Here's a look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in downtown Waynesboro. Not seeing any rain at this time, just partly cloudy skies. Our temperatures are continuing to heat up. We just made it to 93 degrees in Augusta. We're at 90 in Allendale, 94 in Louisville, Aiken at 91, 91 as well in Gibson, 90 in Crawfordville, and those upper 80s still in Edgefield. A little bit cooler towards the north. All of us feeling the humidity today, though. Dew points are mostly in those low 70s. So when you take that into consideration, it's feeling much hotter than the actual air temperature. In fact, feeling like the triple digits from Thompson all the way through Augusta down to Barnwell. 105 or 104 now in Bamberg and 102 over in Gibson. Now a little bit cooler, as I mentioned, towards the north. We have a heat advisory in effect in our southwestern counties from Glasscock down to Emmanuel. That's until 8 p.m. this evening, and there's a good chance we'll have another heat advisory for tomorrow. Satellite and radar just showing the clouds for now, but we do have those isolated storms approaching some of our western counties. So as we go into the next couple of hours, we'll start to see some pop-up storms, and it's all due to this cold front approaching from the west. That combined with the heat and all the moisture around is definitely enough to fuel some strong to severe storms tonight, though it'll be very isolated, so definitely not a washout tonight for any of your fireworks plans. We'll be in the low 80s to start, upper 70s by the end of the night, and some storms going into the overnight hours as well. So we have the Viper 6 alert day tonight and for our Independence Day. Isolated strong to severe storms, definitely staying hot with the heat index up to 105 degrees. Now coming up, I'll have a look at your forecast for the rest of the week ahead as well, but back to you, Dee.
All right, Jenna, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few more minutes. A new report from the State Department blames both the Biden and Trump administration found guilty of price gouging N95 masks early in the head of a medical supply company found guilty of price. The head of a medical supply company found guilty of price gouging N95 masks early in the pandemic. Prosecutors say the owner of Concord Health Supply in Skokie, Illinois, used his business to buy 80,000 N95 masks in spring of 2020. Well, the masks were deemed as scarce materials. He paid $5 each for them, then sold them for as much as $20 each. He was found guilty of violating the Defense Production Act. Sentencing is in October. He faces up to a year in prison. Researchers say they're one step closer to lowering the risks of death or disabilities in extremely premature babies. CDC researchers say many organs like the brain, lungs, and liver are still developing during the final weeks of pregnancy. This causes babies born early to face health challenges. Now scientists are testing a new device that acts like an artificial womb when helping undeveloped fetuses continue growing outside of their mother's body.
They could be kept in the system for a few weeks, and then we could reduce very significantly the mortality and the complications that they now present.
The team is experimenting with premature animal fetuses where the artificial womb has been shown to keep animal samples alive for 12 days. They hope to begin human trials in the next 2 to 3 years. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Shortcake snowball slush float. Sonic.
Meteorologist John Glenn. Weather coverage you can count on.
A popular roller coaster at Carowinds is now closed. This is the Fury 325, one of the largest rides at the amusement park. Parkgoers say they noticed one of the support beams shaking as the coaster sped by on Friday. I'm trying to see the shaking. I think I can see it a little bit. Upon closer inspection, park officials decided to close the ride until repairs can be made. Thank goodness they found that. Well, time now for what's happening in Hollywood, and Christopher Watson has the story.
I've been looking for this all my life.
It's a $60 million debut for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. That's in line with predictions, but still not a great start for the fifth and final Indiana Jones film, especially since it cost just shy of $300 million to make, not counting marketing.
I just want to be Ruby Gilman, normal teenager.
The animated Ruby Gilman Teenage Kraken fared far worse, a $5.2 million sixth place opening.
I'm Brookly's one and only Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is still the summer's top performer, not only holding second place in week 5, but also crossing the $600 million global earnings mark over the weekend. Ted Lasso's Season 3 final episode was watched by more people than any Apple TV Plus series in history, according to the streamer, which says viewers watched 1.24 billion minutes of the feel-good comedy the week the finale dropped. And happy birthday, Tom Cruise. He turned 61 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
Fresh produce is the best.
This is a WJBF Live Viper 6 alert.
Well, we had a hot holiday weekend and the heat continues today. And also, we had a lot of rain and thunderstorms come through early this morning. You may have heard some thunder and some very heavy rainfall. Nearly half an inch around Gibson, around a quarter of an inch in Sparta and Sandersville. Pretty low amounts, though, in the metro and into our South Carolina counties. And right now, it's bone dry across the CSRA. No rain this afternoon, but we are watching some storms get stronger out towards the west and head in this direction. In fact, there is a severe thunderstorm warning just to the northwest of Macon that we'll be watching very closely. Other than that, we have a lot more storms up in northern Alabama and parts of Mississippi, some to the north up in North Carolina, and even some towards the south as well. So it's a stormy southeast once again today with the heat for everyone. But right now, looking pretty good on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at AU Health. Just some puffy cumulus clouds out there, 93 degrees as our temperature, feeling exactly like 100 degrees, dew point of 71 and 8-mile-per-hour winds. We're seeing anywhere from around 88 degrees to 93 and even 94 now in Louisville and Waynesboro, 92 in Evans, 90 up in McCormick, but 88 in Edgefield, 93 in Barnwell. That heat index is right around 100 degrees for several locations now, 101 in Lincolnton, 104 in Louisville, and 106 in Bamberg. Now, the heat advisory is only for a few counties. That's because the criteria is different in each region of the CSRA. So regardless if you're in this advisory or not, it's hot for everyone, and that'll be the case for tomorrow as well, whether we're in a heat advisory or not. So for satellite and radar, we're just seeing the clouds passing by for now, but we will see some storms later on this evening. That's due to this cold front that's approaching. That combined with all the heat and the southwest flow bringing in all the moisture could develop some strong to severe storms, though it'll be very isolated. And that'll be the case for our Independence Day tomorrow as well. Pretty much a repeat forecast, some dangerous heat, and that chance of severe weather. So here's your 4th of July planner tomorrow, 82 already at 9 a.m., 95 by 5 o'clock, so even a little bit hotter than it was today. And for tonight, another warm and muggy night. If you're headed out to any 4th of July festivities, we've got the Big Boom Fireworks Show down in Waynesboro. There could be some isolated storms around, but definitely won't be a washout. And same situation for your Tuesday night. Now, we have a marginal risk for all of us today, and same situation for tomorrow, and believe it or not, exactly the same for Wednesday as well. But by Wednesday, we'll finally get just a little bit of heat relief. We'll be below heat advisory criteria at least, so not going to extend that alert day for Wednesday most likely. But in the meantime, for our Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday, there will be a medium chance of heavy rain, flooding, damaging winds, and hail. Very low tornado threat though. 6 p.m. tonight, we'll see some isolated showers pop up. By 10 p.m., same situation. Could still see some thunder and lightning. Some of these could get strong to severe, but definitely not too bad. And for the overnight hours, still some storms around. Pretty much a dry start to the holiday though, with just some clouds. Then by the afternoon, that's when we'll start to see some of those storms fire up. It looks like by 7 p.m., that's when they could be the strongest. But then by the time those fireworks shows begin, we'll start to dry out with just some leftover clouds. Our lows tonight will be in the low 70s, and for tomorrow, we'll make it into the low to mid 90s once again. Our 10-day forecast showing the Viper 6 alert day for the rest of tonight and our Tuesday. Even all of the rest of this week into the weekend and next week will be hot, and we're going to still see those rain chances around 40 to 50% each day as well. And we'll be right back.
It comes out all night.
Helping injured people is what they do. It's all they do. Call all nines.
A Florida paddleboarder finds herself being stalked by a hammerhead shark.
Melina, come to this side. You're doing good. Yes. Hard to tell. Oh, keep coming. Keep coming.
Oh do you all see that? Wow. Malia Tribble was on a long distance paddle for charity when she felt a tap on her board that she thought was seaweed. Well, thankfully, her husband was alongside her in a boat and helped guide her and a fellow paddleboarder to safety. Tribble says she believes the shark was just curious, just wanted to see who's out here on our territory. On our turf, it was a turf war. He wanted to see who was invading the territory. Thankfully, she's okay. Well, coming up next on News Channel 6 at 5, a local food bank needs your help feeding the hungry this summer. What they're asking for. Stay tuned.